Doing research is an important part of any academic writing project. Not only will good sources expand your own knowledge of your topic, they will also provide you with the support that you need to justify your ideas to others. Particularly when you're writing for an academic audience, the sources that you use are critical to your success. It's helpful, therefore, to be able to sort through all of the varieties of sources that you come across as you search. The first thing to determine is whether a source is a primary, secondary, or tertiary source. A primary source is a document, text, interview, or image that you analyze to develop original support for your argument. Examples of this might be an historical document, a piece of literature, a song, or a painting that you analyze for an underlying meaning and then use in your essay. A secondary source is another author's article, book, or text that provides supporting information for your ideas. Examples of this are essays, books, or websites that other writers have created on your topic. A tertiary source is a compilation of other people's ideas. These are great for basic research, but not the best choice for academic writing. These include encyclopedias, bibliographies, and yes, your old favorite, Wikipedia. While all of these sources might be part of your research process, the ones that you'll be using most often in your writing are secondary sources. It's important that you be able to determine whether a source is credible or not. So, especially if you are researching online, you need to take time to tell if your source is crap. That's with two A's. Check the currency and timeliness of your information. Even if a source put out good information at the time, in a lot of fields, information updates quickly. So in order for it to be credible, you need to make sure they're giving you the best, timeliest information possible. Check the relevance of your source. Don't include something just because you found it. Make sure that you're using sources that are only relevant and helpful to you. Check the authority of your source. Who is the author or publisher? Is there a sponsor hiding in the background? Are the author's credentials or organizational affiliations listed? And what are they? Why is the author writing on this, and are they qualified to do so? If there's no author listed, your source is not credible. Check the accuracy of the information. You need to make sure the information the source is giving you is reliable, truthful, and correct. Make sure they're telling you where the information is coming from. Make sure it's supported by evidence and ideally has been reviewed. Also, check it against the information you're getting from other sources and make sure it's consistent. See too if the language seems biased. You need to make sure that you're being presented with, again, the best information possible. And finally, check the purpose of the source. Why is this information being produced? Are they trying to inform you or persuade you? Have they made their intentions clear? Are they acknowledging any biases they have? Or is this information just an opinion, or worse yet, propaganda? Is it objective, impartial, and unbiased, or do they have ulterior motives? Never use a source that is not proven credible. Credible sources can themselves be divided into two categories: scholarly and general. General sources are for anyone interested in the topic. They tend to be informal, broad-based, and uncited. To figure out whether a source is general, check for a casual tone, a popular publisher, an appealing design, and a broad overview of the topic. If you look at the two examples on your screen, you'll see all of these things checked off. For example, in the Friendly Guide to Mythology, we have a very casual tone as it's described as a mortal's companion to the fantastical realms of gods, goddesses, monsters, and heroes. We have cute little graphics, bright colors to attract the eye, and of course you can see the little publisher icon penguin over in the corner. It's also giving you all of mythology from throughout the world in a single book. The Compact Guide to World Religions has a similar design with bright colors and a similar lack of depth. If you look at the list, we're covering Islam, Buddhism, Hinduism, Taoism, Judaism, secularism, the New Age, and other world faiths, all in about 200 pages. This book is designed to give you a broad overview, but not to give you a lot of specific details about any of those religions. You might also notice that Christianity is not listed, and that's because this book is told from a Christian perspective. You'll find that a lot in general sources. They have a very narrow perspective on a very wide topic. Some general sources include newspapers, magazines, books published for the general public, 99% of websites, sorry guys, you need to check for those citations, and this video. Yes, even though I am an academic talking about an academic thing, because I am not discussing and presenting it in an academic way, it is not a scholarly source. My tone is too informal, and you might have noticed there are no citations anywhere in this presentation. That means this is a general and not a scholarly source. Scholarly sources are specifically for academic audiences, researchers, professors, and students. To tell whether a source is scholarly, check for an academic publisher, a formal tone, a deep look at a specific topic, a professional design, in-text and end-of-text citations, and a credentialed author. If we examine this example that I've included, text and picture in Anglo-Saxon England, you'll see all of these things checked off. We have a academic publisher, the Cambridge Studies in Anglo-Saxon England, a very formal tone. If you read the example, you can see a very elevated type of language, a deep look at a specific topic, narrative strategies in the Junius 11 manuscript. We're looking at one aspect of one particular manuscript. Very professional design, notice all that beige. In-text and end-of-text citations, in this case they're using footnotes, and of course a credentialed author. The author of this, Professor Catherine E. Kharkov, is the chair of art history with areas of expertise of early medieval art and culture. Examples of scholarly sources include academic journals, peer-reviewed articles and essays, and books published by and for scholars. When in doubt, as J.K. Rowling says, go to the library. If all of this seems like a lot of work, well, that's because it is. One way to speed up the process is to use the library. Not only will they weed out non-credible sources for you, but most of the database searches include an option to restrict your source to just scholarly or peer-reviewed sources. One click and you're done. You can always also ask your friendly neighborhood librarian. Happy hunting!